Okay, so good morning, everybody. We are doing the live streaming of the trading room. It's Monday, the 24th of April, 2023. So this morning we took along here inside the room. I banked 10 and then 12 pips when we touched this Q block here, and we are pulling back from it. So if we go back to the setup that I already posted in the room earlier, which is where we start generally. So we look at the price SIC. On the price SIC, which is the price exhaustion indicator we are using, we see we started to have a signal, but this signal is on today. So it's not from last week. So it's not yet here. It can repaint and look lower now. So we have that. On the daily, 4 hours and 1 hour, you see we are clean for now. Concerning the momentum exhaustion indicator, so we still have the weekly in highs, but it could go much further. This is a 7 period. If we look at the 14 period, you see the weekly is not yet on the high, the daily neither, and here we have nothing. On the 7 period, which is more intraday, which is giving us some insight about very intraday moves, the 1 hour is low, which is great for a start on Monday morning because that gives us some setup as we have had to take some longs entry, which is the side where I definitely feel much more comfortable now. Concerning this setup, if we look now at the 5 and 15 minutes, so we had a complete setup this morning on the 15 minute here. You see the 15 minute with the 5 minute, everything was aligned, and that's when we took this long, where we banked some. And it was the 8 o'clock time pivot. So now we are approaching the London Open, and this turn is on the 8:30 time pivot together with only a 5 minute signal. So what will happen now will be important for us. We can see a continuation of that pullback inside the next 10 minutes before the open, of course, or up to 9:10, which is the London Open plus 10 minutes, as we know. So we look to see if we can get another setup, which means we would need to look a little bit lower, but inside the open, the most important is to play the time pivot and the levels, which is what we will do. Now, from the support resistances we have here on the Euro USD, I updated your charts this morning. So you have this new rectangle here. We have here the weekly open, first of all, which is very important. So if we would look lower now, and inside the London Open or London plus 10, that could be really nice because then we would, sorry, I just need to change some stops on my, position from here. So this is a daily pivot. This is 100% fib that has been holding previously quite nicely. And under there, we have here the 4 hour 2021, which is the one that gave the reaction. Then we have this 100 moving average, which is often quite reactive on the Euro USD. And then the weekly pivot together with this Q123, the monthly POC, the 61.8, which is an important fib. You see here, for example, how well it has been holding on Friday, probably something like this. And then we have this series of Q blocks. So we have there a Q block, a monthly block, the London Open of the 19th, and a lot of things there, which would be aligning mostly, if we look now at the Dixie chart. So I will look at this, but first, what I said this morning and what I show you this morning is how the daily 2021 has been holding the price last week And now we have a very big confluence, which is considered as a big confluence with the monthly here, the big monthly, and the daily 2021 exponential moving average. So definitely this area here that we can circle now, but this area here will definitely be, if we would go there, an important area of reaction. So if we push here through this in the morning, let's say before the German IFO or something like that, we need to break this. We need to respect this level if we would go higher, which means Euro USD will go lower, of course. And if we look at the level I was speaking about on the Euro USD, let me reduce this chart so we can look at both charts at the same time. So if we look, for example, Euro USD on the open coming a little bit lower in this area up to there, let's say, which is possible. So we will see if that happens or not. Then we would have DXY potentially coming in that area over there. That's just what I wanted to point out. If you look, as usually for, where is it, the rectangle here. If we look at the usual rectangle of confluence, between DXY and Euro USD, so a push here would surely see a push inside that area of the Euro USD. So that's where we would get long if we see a little bit more bearishness inside or after the open. So we have 7 minutes now. As usually, 9 plus 10 is the first. I will put back this chart and lock it so we always see it. Okay. So 9 plus 10, the time between 9 and 9 plus 10 is important. If we see a break of this area inside 9 o'clock, then we have a low in place, probably between 9:05 to 9:10, which is what we always use a lot, which is the time pivot, and that offers us some good trade. Even if it doesn't hold all the morning, it always pays us quite well and allows us to make our 20-30 pips daily minimum and more in many occasions. So I'm just checking if I'm recording. Yes, I am recording. So all is okay. So the IFO, we already spoke about it in the trading room. We have some forecasted a little bit above the previous reading. So they all look for a continuation of the improvement of the IFO since the last 5 months, with a little bit of slowing down in the improvement. If we would be a little bit under the forecast, I think that would not be a big deal because it's still showing a real change in the mindset in the euro area concerning the IFO, which is important because it gives us a little bit the situation of the people, of the investors and everything in Germany, which is, as we know, of course, an important market in the euro area. Okay, so for now we wait. There is no big data before the IFO and in about 1 hour, and there is nothing then till 2:30 European time, which is when we will get the Chicago Fed National Activity Index, which is supposed to come at -0.3, but we will discuss about that later. And then at 4:30 European time, Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index. So we have 2 Fed index today, and we need to look at them. I'm not on my side expecting any good view on them due to all what we already said in the room about the situation of the US economy and the potential recession pointing there. And the fact, on the other side, the fact that the rate should stop hiking soon will not help either the USD to become much stronger. So we will have a confluence of a difficult economical situation plus the stop of the rate hikes and they will start speaking about reducing rates. I don't think they will reduce rate now. I think it will be only by probably the fourth quarter of this year or something like this, perhaps in June or September. If the economical situation, the problem they will have now is that on one side they would need to reduce the rate because they are fighting hardly the economy, and on the other side the inflation is not yet stabilized. So it's a little bit a tricky situation because of that, and we have to keep that in mind concerning the U.S. economy and the USD in general. So we have the open in 2 minutes. I just added a little bit more at 109.734. I added a little bit more long right here, 733, 734. My stop is just under the lows. So we'll see if on the open we look lower with a flush or if we bounce, which will give us some insights about the morning and about the momentum situation. Alex, can you just let me know if you will have this update of this rectangle here and those lines, the dotted line here, this red one, and the other dotted line on your charts that you have on your trading view. Just let me know if it's well updated as it is on my chart, please. Okay, good. Well, if you have the rectangle, you should have the line. They come together, and there is no limitation on the lines, up to what I know. But just let me know, please. Okay, we have the London Open in a few seconds now. Very good. Okay, very good. So you have the same chart. So we have the London Open. Oh, let me check something here because lower high, higher low. No, so there is no divergence. There was a divergence. I spoke about it this morning. There was a divergence. When was it? I posted it. There have been a divergence, then it was taken off, but there was a divergence here at a certain time. And now we have no divergence, high lows, lower highs, so everything is in line. And this is the chart I posted this morning about the dynamic support resistances, where you see we have this monthly and daily 2021 exponential moving averages. Okay, so we go back to the work chart here, and the work chart on the Euro USD. The open is done. So now what we want to see is if we see any acceleration on the upside, or if we look lower, in that case, we would come back and reload some longs later. So I am at break-evening my trades here. They are all here right on this daily pivot, 109.733. So what we often see sometimes is that in the first 5-10 minutes, we see kind of flush and then we turn back. So we will see if we get that this morning or not. I will post the last trade here in the room. Okay, so we don't see yet some any direction coming. Yeah, let's just have a look at that meanwhile, because it's really slow. So this morning we have this ECB macroprudential bulletin coming, I think now, 9:30 we have Vujicic speaking, which is ECB speaker that it said here. Then the German IFO, like usually. Then we have another ECB speaker at the same time as this German IFO. We have Enria speaking, 10:35 Villeroy speaking, 11 o'clock Panetta speaking. So we have a big firework here of ECB speakers to end with Vujicic that is coming back, the same one. It's coming back at 1:15. Then there is this meeting, this North Sea meeting. She will probably, like usually, be a little bit aggressive with Russia. This woman, I really hate her. And then that will be all. And the only thing we have, as I said earlier, it's not on this feed, it's on the other feed that I sent you. But we have in the middle of the day on the US side at at 2:30, we have Chicago Fed National Index, and at 4:30, we have Dallas Fed National Index. So those will be the two movers we can get today. I mean, yes, today, and especially this afternoon inside the US session. So it looks like we want to look a little bit lower, so we will probably break that lows. As usually, we look at this time, London plus 10. For now, we are respecting the lows. We mostly double bottom. Yeah, well, we did double bottomed. So I re-enter my longs right here, 109.727, because I was at break even, so I was stopped out at break even, and then I re-entered right on this double bottom, because we could stop here and just and then start moving. So it's break even already. The thing is, now we have no setup, but we are inside here a setup, which is why I'm keeping long. We had here a nice complete 15-minute setup on the start. We have the London Open area, pre-open area, and now or we respect that to the pip, or with a flush within the next 5 minutes before London plus 10. If we clearly break it, then we will look inside that area, which is why I spoke about it together with this area on the Dixie. Let me look at the volume. So the 1, 2, 3 is there, mostly on this high. This is a 15-minute chart, okay? So which means It would be here if I'm not wrong. I will check that again. Okay. It will be there. Magnet. Okay. So if we break here, this area is important, will be important because we have there a volume area. I cannot copy them because it's not the same field. This one has no volume analysis possible because we have no volume data. So, by the way, well, it's the 8860 fib over there, so that's okay. Oops. Okay, so you see we are testing again this this low, still inside the London plus 10, no flush yet, a little flush, yes. I mean 1 pip, which is nothing, it's not a flush, it's just nothing. Okay. Good. Starting to see this okay, I'm long again, 109.71 on my platform, which is mostly this low here. Yeah. So you see why I'm doing that is because we are arriving at the London plus 10, L plus 10, which is one of the time pivot we like to play with when we see kind of accumulation or double bottom, then a little flush within the last minute of this move. We could look for a reversal. If not, then we will look lower, and then we will look for the 925 area, 925, 930, and then we would get another long setup, probably. So for now, I have a 4 position running. I close the highest, so I have all on the bottom now because the highest was closed anyway at break even with the short. I had one left. I didn't put a stop. I don't know why, so I just closed it. Sometimes when I'm speaking, I'm moving the stop and I don't validate them, and that's what happened right now. So that's why when it moved up my first position, I had one left there that was not stopped out because I didn't validate my break-even stop. It's my mistake anyway. So here we see divergence. So you see this move, but it's not, at this time of the day, it's not so important because we are on this famous L plus 10 area, which is very, very often giving us this those setup. Okay, we are there. So now we don't want to see this level taken. It's very simple. We want that level to stay in place. If we can see that here, not taken hardly, then we will look up. If we are looking down, that will, exactly like it's happening now, we will see an acceleration and then a break of the actual lows, which is exactly what we are looking. Okay, so you see how this L plus 10 is how could I say, is reacting as soon as we go through it, or we reverse, or we see a continuation, and then we are running for the next minute. So this time I've been stopped out. We have now this 1 hour 2021, and that's when being ready with the other levels is so important. We have there an important resistance on the Dixie right here, which is the low of March 23rd. And we will look now, we will wait now to see the 5 minute confirming a new setup long together, ideally with the 15 minutes. So last week we have been looking for a deeper pullback on the Euro USD, which didn't happen. So it could be we get it now. We'll see that. That's how it is anyway. Okay, I'm back in 2 seconds. I'm just muting for 1 minute or 2 minutes. Well, no, I will wait because we are arriving right now on the weekly pivot, and that's an area, you see, we are right inside this area I was speaking about before. So this is, I will just mark the London Open level. So I took a long right on the weekly pivot, stop a few pips under it. There, no setup yet. A little bit of 5 minutes. Not enough for me to go big. So I have only 2 positions here. We have seen sometime this L plus 10 going to L plus 12 or something like this. So I hope that won't be the case now. If it is the case, then we will see a big week here and we would go back on the upside. But that weekly pivot here is so important. By the way, I had marked it, yes. I put this one there, so we see now what it is better. Oh, look at that, beautiful. If that comes back, if we come back above the London Open, as usually, we know that. Let me grab this to put the London Open so it's there. So you see we had a 5 minute setup. That's why we had this alert on the screen. So this is the level we want to see broken to be able to open upside. Okay, ups. So we know it's 2023 anyway. There is enough information on the charts. You see that? Low open plus 12, 2 minutes. I saw that happening more in the last, even in last week. Instead of stopping at plus 10, it stopped at plus 12, plus, we could say even perhaps up to plus 15, something like that. But the few minutes after the open is very, very, very often a trap time. So I wish I would have taken more. I have 3 positions running now. I banked plus 6 on a part of them. But when we see those move with this week, that looks really nice. Very good. Well, here we go now. Okay, so we have had the traditional move with the fake, like usually, and then the continuation with a reversal. The question is how strong will be this momentum? But basically, as we have seen so many times, you see that double bottom, people buy the double bottom, they are stopped out, they start to freak out because We are breaking with some momentum, and then boom, on the L plus 10 mostly, we reverse. We look, we have been going to take this weekly pivot and bounce from it. So it's a really nice, beautiful, perfect move we have had now. My stop is at +1, so I am long here, right on the weekly pivot with the stop at +1. I hope some of you took it. Did you took it, Alex, by the way? I don't know if you are trading or just looking today. Little bit late, you mean how far? 68 or really late? Yes, late. Well, not late, but okay. So now you can put your stop at break even, man. You don't take a risk here. If we come lower, we will reload. You just break even if you are inside at. Okay, very good. And if you have enough, you can partially bank some, so you have your money in the pocket. At least some of the money, even if it's 6 pips only, you bank 1/3 or whatever for 6 pips, and then you keep running. Or if you cannot bank partial because of your broker or whatever, then you just keep it running or bank it all. I don't know. Absolutely. Did you bank some? Okay, so I will stop the recording and then I keep on with the room, and no worry, but I just stop the recording because then it's too long. I will post it later on Twitter, but at the end of the day or something like this, stop recording.